With the series tied at 2 games apiece, the stage was set in Denver for a Game 5 showdown that felt more like a Game 7. The Pepsi Center buzzed with nervous energy. On one end stood the defending champs, led by Nikola Jokić and Jamal Murray, desperate to protect home court. On the other, a fearless young Thunder team, hungry and unafraid, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ready to lead his squad into battle. What followed was a high-stakes slugfest, highlighted by vicious dunks, cold-blooded step-backs, and momentum swings that had fans on both sides holding their breath until the final buzzer. Before we break it down, subscribe to Basketball Insider USA. Your support keeps this channel alive and fuels more legendary NBA playoff breakdowns like this. The game tipped off like a spark to dry grass, fast, fierce, and immediately out of control. Isaiah Hartenstein set the tone early for OKC with a thunderous two-hand slam off a perfectly timed bounce pass from Josh Giddey. He caught it in stride, elevated through contact, and crushed it with so much force the rim quivered long after the crowd gasped. Then came Chet Holmgren. He slid off a down screen, caught it at the top of the arc, and flicked a picture-perfect three, clean release, perfect rotation, nothing but net. The Thunder weren't just playing fast, they were dictating every second. Denver looked rattled. They clanked their first 23-point attempts. 20. Jamal Murray searched for rhythm but was hounded at every turn. The Thunder's perimeter defense was suffocating, trapping, rotating, contesting, never letting Denver breathe. Still, Nikola Jokić tried to anchor the Nuggets. He operated from the high post like a surgeon, backing down Holmgren with deliberate steps before lofting a soft right-handed hook that rolled in off the glass. A few possessions later, he tapped in his own miss with the finesse of a concert pianist. Aaron Gordon brought the power. He exploded past Jalen Williams on a hard drive, absorbed the contact, and still powered through for an and-one layup. The crowd erupted as he flexed and let out a primal scream. But OKC was relentless. Holmgren soared in transition, caught a lob, and hammered home a two-hand dunk that left the bench on their feet. At the end of one, the Thunder held a slight edge, but the momentum felt like it belonged to them. Cason Wallace opened the second like he'd been shot out of a cannon. He chased down a loose ball and sprinted the length of the court, weaving between defenders before banking in a contested layup. His energy was infectious. Aaron Gordon responded with an absurd turnaround fadeaway just before the shot clock expired. Falling left, off balance, swish. But that moment of brilliance was brief, because Chet Holmgren was just getting started. He faced up Jokić at the elbow, jabbed once, then exploded baseline and flipped in a reverse layup under the rim, using every inch of his wingspan. Murray tried to bring Denver back, gliding into the lane and dropping a teardrop over Holmgren. Then Jokić drilled a triple, his first make from deep, and the crowd came alive. The Nuggets had a pulse. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was ice cold. After missing his first 7 shots, he suddenly found a gear only all-stars possess. He split a double team, elevated, and threw down a one-handed jam with authority, staring down the rim afterward. Then came his finest moment. He stripped Jokić clean at midcourt, sprinted the other way, and absorbed contact for a three-point play that left the Thunder bench howling. Jamal Murray managed to squeeze in a tough drive through traffic for a late and one, but at halftime, OKC had landed more punches, and walked into the tunnel holding a hard-earned lead. Denver came out desperate. Murray, silent in the first half, ignited in the third. He zipped off a screen, curled toward the lane, and floated a silky teardrop over Holmgren's fingertips. Then, in a flash, he raced down the court, stopped on a dime at the free throw line, and hit another jumper. The crowd, once tense, was thunderous. But SGA answered. He brought the ball up with that slow, deliberate rhythm, lured Murray into a false sense of security, then burst past him for a soft lefty floater off the glass. Calm, controlled, clinical, Nikola Jokić buried a deep three at the top of the arc and turned to the bench with a fist pump. Next trip down, he crashed the glass, missed the initial layup, then stayed with it for a soft tip-in. Denver had tied it up. And still, OKC refused to fold. Lou Dort hit back-to-back threes, the first from the corner, the second after a dazzling sequence of ball movement. The ball zipped from Gilgeous-Alexander to Jalen Williams to Jalen Williams to Dort, boom. 3 points. Thunder back on top. Then came one of the night's most electric moments. Shai drove baseline, took off, and detonated a two-handed jam over Aaron Gordon that left the entire building stunned. No celebration, just a cold stare. Holmgren added a critical offensive putback, then Hartenstein followed with a grown man dunk in traffic. Oklahoma City dominated the boards. The energy, raw and rising. With 12 minutes left, the series hung in the balance. Shai opened the fourth with a step-back floater over Jokić, pure poetry in motion. Jokić responded the only way he could. He backed down Holmgren, spun, pivoted, and flipped in another unguardable shot. Then came the moment of magic. With the shot clock winding down and the Thunder clinging to a 2-point lead, SGA sized up Murray, stepped back beyond the arc, drew contact, and buried the three as the whistle blew. 4-point play. His emotion erupted. He pounded his chest as the Thunder took control. Still, Denver had life. Jokić somehow banked in a deep three off one leg, completely off balance. The crowd lost its mind. But it wasn't enough. Lou Dort broke the defense down again and dished to Jalen Williams, who calmly nailed a corner three. With under a minute left, SGA isolated, crossed over twice, pulled up from the elbow, and nailed it. Ball game. Gordon had a final look from the same spot he hit the winner in Game 1, but this time, no good. The Thunder secured the board, hit their free throws, and walked out of Denver with a 109-103 win. The Oklahoma City Thunder now sit just one game away from dethroning the defending champs. Behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's leadership, Chet Holmgren's two-way brilliance, and the relentless hustle of every player in blue, they've taken control of this series, and announced to the league, they are no longer the future. They are the now. Be sure to like this video, drop your Game 6 predictions in the comments, and subscribe to Basketball Insider USA, your go-to home for deep playoff storytelling. We're just getting started.